Oh, we are live. So well done, guys. Thank you for joining me today for the weekly Yoga Biz Lab live training and coaching with me, Kelly McHugh. I'm the founder of Digital Yoga Academy. We have a two-way going on. I'm on Instagram and also here on Facebook. So as you start to join, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Today you're joining me and we're going to be talking about taking action, imperfect action, in your yoga business when you don't know where to start. That's what we're talking about today. So as you start to join, as I said, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. So how many of you feel stuck at times? How many of you know that you want to grow your community? Perhaps you want to run workshops or retreats or even have, your own online yoga course, but you just don't know where to start. Put your hands up, tell me. Tell me your experiences of this. I'd love to know, because feeling stuck can really come in lots of different shapes and forms, and feeling stuck can hold you back. It can literally hold you back and stop you from making the progress that you want to make in your yoga business. It can really slow you down. Okay, so anyone feeling this right now on Instagram and on Facebook, those of you watching on Facebook, say hello. Let me know. Hey, Kat. Hello. Hey, Joanna. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Zaz. Hello. Hey, guys. So Cheryl says, I'm having trouble growing my community. Zaz says, just what I needed to hear today, imperfect action. Exactly. So we're talking about how to make, or how to take even imperfect action in your yoga business when you don't know where to start. So before I move on, I want to start by just giving you a little bit of my signature tough love, because when you say that you feel stuck, when you say that you feel stuck or you don't know where to start, it's actually an excuse. Okay, feeling stuck is an excuse, and I'll tell you why. And actually, it boils down to the fact that we're just afraid to feel uncomfortable. And that's why it's an excuse, because we're just afraid. We're sitting in our fear of feeling uncomfortable. And feeling stuck means that we have to learn something new, right? We have to learn something new, or we have to do something that we've not done before. And most of the time, we just don't want to go there, do we? We don't want to go there because it's new, it challenges us, and it makes us feel uncomfortable. Would you agree with this, guys? Would you agree with, procrastination station, procrastination central, exactly. Procrastination to the nation. So would you agree with this? Would you agree with this? That it's actually an excuse, because really what it means is that we actually have to do some work. We actually have to, act on this. We have to take action. We have to learn something new. We have to do something that we've not done before, and that feels really uncomfortable. And therefore, the easiest thing to say is, I'm stuck. I don't know where to start. I feel stuck. I don't know how to move forward. So for those of you watching on Facebook, I can see there's more of you that have joined now. Say hello, guys. Don't be shy. Say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. We're talking about taking imperfect action in your yoga business. So, instead we just tell ourselves, don't we, that we're stuck and we don't know where to start. We don't know what steps to take. And I've got to tell you that to move forward in your business, you have to be willing to get uncomfortable. I know personally that the more uncomfortable I can get, and the more I can sit with that feeling of being uncomfortable, it allows me to do things that scare me, and it allows me to move forward. It allows me to move forward even when I don't have all the answers, even when things feel really uncertain. But moving forward is going to get me to where I want to go. So I want you to be able to get to that place of getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. So instead of saying, I don't know what to do, or, I'm not ready to move forward just yet, which actually might feel like a legitimate reason, because you're not ready to move forward yet. And it might feel like a legitimate reason even when you're saying it, why you can't actually move forward. But really, it's just that you just don't know what to do right now. So things like, Maria, yeah, there's always Google for an answer. Exactly, there is. Things like this, maybe you say, my website's not ready yet, so I can't blog weekly, or I don't have a social media following yet, so I don't have a lead magnet, an opt-in freebie, because I'm not ready for that just yet, or I don't even have a social media following, yeah? So I'm not ready to do these strategies right yet. Or my list isn't big enough yet. My email list isn't big enough, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah. And essentially what we're saying is, I'm stuck. I don't know how to move forward. I don't know what to do. I'm not ready to move forward. I've heard it all, right? I've heard it all. Or I don't even know where to start. I'm here to say that actually this is an excuse you guys are using. And I've really heard all of these reasons before. And really what's happening is we're playing small, and it's okay if this is starting to resonate with you and the penny's starting to drop. It's totally okay, because we all go through this as part of the entrepreneurial journey, right? We all go through this, but actually it's about, what we're doing is we're just playing small, we're staying stuck. Yeah. So many of us wait around until we wait for the perfect moment, yeah, to take action, and we hold ourselves back from taking action on the things that because we're thinking over things over and over again. And the thing is, when that happens, we're just wasting time, right? We're wasting time we're wasting time thinking about things, overthinking things, rather than actually doing them. And you only have so much energy at the end of the day. You've only got so much time and energy, and I don't want you to be wasting time instead of doing it, yeah, instead of actually taking action. And in this case, I'm talking about imperfect action, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. But I know, and this goes for me too, that many business owners, like yourself, like you guys, we get stuck in this belief that everything has to be perfect, and that our website has to be perfect before it goes live, or we have to polish every piece of content. And so what tends to happen is we just sit on it for weeks and it doesn't actually get published. Or, we can't put our online course out there yet because it's not perfect yet. And, there's nothing will ever be perfect, right? And the great thing about this is what you put out there today is the worst that it's ever going to be. Yeah, it's the worst that it's ever going to be. Everything is always changing. Maria says, there's no better time than now. Yes, exactly. Exactly that. Thank you, Maria, on Facebook. So, I think you don't get results you'll never get results from things that you don't implement at the end of the day. For those of you just joining, say hello. You're joining me, Kelly McHugh, for the weekly Yoga Biz Lab live training. We're talking about taking imperfect action in your business when you don't know where to start. So, is perfectionism holding you guys back? Yeah, is perfectionism holding you back, or holding you back from working towards your goals? And if it is, just think about how you're going to feel in 6 months from now, or even a year from now, when you're no further ahead. Yeah, taking imperfect action means you have to swallow your pride and you just have to move forward regardless. So ask yourself now, guys, and I'd love for you to share. I'd love for you to share in the comments. Is there something that you've been wanting to implement but you haven't acted on? Is there something right now in your business? What's the first thing that comes to mind? Please share that. Please share that. Samantha says, totally resonating with this. I knew you would be, guys, because, I've been working with yoga teachers now for the last few years, and I've literally coached hundreds of yoga teachers. So I hear all this. I know exactly what you're struggling with. So I'm glad this is resonating. I'm glad this is helpful. So please share in the comments, what are you sitting on right now? What have you been sitting on that you haven't acted on? What I say to you is, don't let perfectionism keep you from working towards your goals and taking imperfect action. And if you guys join me or you're a student in my program, you'll know I talk about this all the time, but taking imperfect action isn't about being impulsive. Yeah, it isn't about being impulsive. It's about being really clear on what you want and taking the steps to get there. And doing this will really help you to gain clarity, because you learn with experience, guys. I always talk about your business being like a laboratory. You have to try these things out. You have to be willing to test. You have to be willing to get messy. And when you take imperfect action, you'll find yourself growing. Yeah, you'll find yourself growing as a person. You'll begin to open yourself up to new ideas, new opportunities. And often, you know, we find that we're resisting something in our business, that there's a limiting belief, and that's what's actually keeping us stuck. Yeah, that's what's actually making us feel like we can't move forward, because we believe something that's keeping us stuck. And, you know, if things are imperfect, if we're doing something that feels imperfect because we're moving away from being that perfectionist, then what happens is we find ourselves in fear of criticism, right? We start to criticize ourselves, or we sabotage ourselves, and, you know, with the belief that it's not good enough, yeah, or that we're not good enough. So therefore, that in itself stops us from you know, taking that imperfect action, because it doesn't feel good enough. So I'll say to you, you know, that the solution is actually to take action and to just work through it, you know, by taking steps forward, even if they are imperfect ones. What happens is we begin to trust ourselves, and, you know, we build more confidence. Our confidence is boosted, basically, because we start to trust ourselves, because we're actually doing something. We're actually taking action, rather than sitting at home thinking about the things that we want to do, but feeling fearful and stuck and not actually working towards them. So did anyone want to share what they're sitting on right now? What they're sitting on? So I think Cheryl has shared on Instagram. She says ebook for sale. Letting go of classes that consume my time. Yeah, I need to get on live more and embrace being imperfect. Exactly. You know what? That's a very good example of you know, being imperfect and going live on video like I am with you guys now. You know, showing up is way more important. Showing up and sharing your message and making your message much bigger than your fear is way more important to building your community and building that trust with your community. So anyone else? Yeah, I like that. Like hotcakes. So Light Hotcake says making mistakes is part of the learning, is part of learning and vital for success. It truly, truly is. It truly is. We need that. We need that in order to be able to grow and know what works and what doesn't work. And again, I take it back to the analogy of, you know, treating your business like a laboratory, you know, getting in there and trying things out and not being afraid to fail. It's all part of it. So I do have a solution to these excuses that I shared with you at the beginning. And it's something that I've applied directly to my own business, you know, and also in my life, and it's to take imperfect actions. Is what we're talking about. But for years, you know, I saw myself as a perfectionist, and honestly, perfection slows you down. It really does. You know, you have to start getting comfortable with getting a little bit messy, yeah, in your business, and that's okay. So you have to get into this place of taking imperfect action and not being a perfectionist, or not thinking that everything has to be perfect before you move forward. And so, you know, instead, I want you to try to approach things, whatever it might be, even a simple thing like just putting a social media post out there, or maybe it's, you know, creating your first opt-in freebie that's going to help you to build your email list. To approach that thing that's blocking you, the thing that you think you don't know what to do, yeah, I want you to approach it like you do know what you're doing, yeah. You have to approach it like you know what you're doing, even if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so have you guys heard of fake it till you make it? Have you heard of fake it till you make it? Everyone's heard of that, right? So that's what I want you to do. I want you to approach things. When you think, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this, I don't know what to do, I don't know what I'm doing. Instead, I want you to approach it like you do know what you're doing, yeah? And just, you know, it's honestly, it's totally true, because sometimes you just have to make it up as you go along. Sometimes, you know, you have to make it up like as you go along, like you know what you're doing. And with practice and with time, and as you go through the process, you're going to learn it, and eventually you will know what you're doing. Yeah. So, or like Maria said, get onto Google, or find a mentor or a coach, get into a program, invest in yourself, guys, you know, invest in yourself. Find someone that's going to teach you the steps and walk you through it. There is always a way, right? There's always a possibility. There's always an opportunity to learn and to gain the skills that you need to move forward. You don't have to sit in this space where you feel stuck. There is always another opportunity. There's always another option. There's always another choice, and you make the choice at the end of the day. Okay. So, you know, if you don't make a start, you're never going to get there. You're never going to move forward. So when you feel like that, I want you to ask yourself, what if I did know what I was doing? What if I did have all the answers? How would I approach this? Yeah. What if I knew more than I thought I did? And then just do it. Yeah. So put together a plan, sit down, put together a plan, work on it, you know, spend some time, clear your deck and just work on it, and do it to the best of your ability. Yeah. Because it won't be perfect, and that's okay, because the next time you do it, you're going to improve on it, and it will be a little bit more perfect. And that's how it works, you know. So that's what, you know, imperfect action allows to happen. Yeah, it's never going to be perfect. It never has to be. You can tweak it, you know, but now you'll have something that you can put out there that you can share with the world, and you can get feedback on it. So, you know, when you've got something you can put out there and you can ask for feedback, that is just incredible, right? That's incredible. Getting feedback from your community is one of the best things that, you know, can possibly happen. But if you haven't got anything to show, if you haven't got anything to share with people and put out there, how can you get that feedback from people? Everything's just going to be very vague. Yeah. Okay. So, you know, just realize that we're never going to know everything. Yeah, you're never going to have all the answers to everything. No one has all the answers, not even me. No one has all the answers. So, you know, I think going back to that excuse, like, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to move forward, you know what my answer to that is? You move forwards anyway. You just move forward here. So the trick here is you have to make a decision, and you have to act on that decision, because that's going to lead you to where you need to go. And if you do nothing, you produce nothing. It's as simple as that. Yeah. And, you know, producing something, even if it's imperfect, is going to lead to something better, and then something better, and so on. Okay. So the hardest place really is starting from scratch. So that's, you know, where I want you to get beyond that kind of starting from scratch phase. Once you move beyond that, it becomes easier. And that's how I get so much done. You know, even when I don't have all the answers, I just act like I do, knowing that I can tweak it, knowing that anytime I can change anything. You know, that's the beauty of being your own boss, guys. That's the beauty of being a yogipreneur. You know, you get to call the shots. Yeah, you get to call the shots. One thing I will say, yeah, and I think this is quite important, is that typically for me, so speaking from experience, I don't tend to sit in indecision. Yeah, I'm a fast decision maker. Yeah. And I think that's important. I think quite often, you know, you could sit on a decision, or you're umming and ahhing about something for days and days, and that can become weeks, even months, and you don't move forward. So I don't tend to do that. I tend to just make a decision based on the information I have and move with it. And maybe it's the wrong decision, and I'm totally okay with that, because I'm okay with failing. Yeah, failing is fine. Failing is fine, because that's where I'm going to grow. That's where I'm going to learn. So I think that's a really important thing to consider, is your ability to be okay with failing. And again, like I've mentioned a couple of times already, being comfortable with treating your business like a laboratory, right? You guys, I mean, you know, the majority of you are doing this on your own. Yeah, you're doing this on your own, and there's only so much you can do. And you haven't got a team doing all sorts of different things for you. So you have to be able to make decisions quickly and move forward. Otherwise, you're never going to make any real impact, okay, or move the needle in your business and move towards your goals. And I know that all of you here watching me today have got pretty epic goals. For you guys to be here in this community, in the Digital Yoga Academy community, I know that you are entrepreneurial yoga teachers and you really want to create more impact in your business, in your own lives, in the lives of your students. So you have to move forward, okay? I want you to move forward as if you have all the answers, even when you don't, okay? That's my challenge for you, yeah? That's my challenge for you. In fact, let me give you a challenge right now. Let me give you all a challenge. Grab a pen and paper. I want you to think of one thing right now in your business, yeah? One thing right now in your business, and it's a thing that you've been sitting on. Love to India. It's a thing that you've been sitting on, and maybe it's the excuse, yeah? It probably is. It's the excuse of, I don't have all the answers yet. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel stuck. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do next. All of these things, I've heard them all. So you don't have the details together yet, so you feel like you can't move forward, okay? What's this one thing that falls under this category? Yeah, what is it? What is it about? Yeah, and in the next 24 hours, I want you to sit down. This is my challenge for you. I want you to sit down and I want you to thrash it out. I want you to grab a pen and paper, and everything you can think of, you're just going to put it down onto paper and create a little action plan for yourself. A little action plan. Give yourself 3 steps that you can take in the next week that's going to move you forward with this thing that you've been sitting on for ages. Is that a deal? Give me a thumbs up. Give me some love on Instagram or here on Facebook for you guys that are watching. Please give me a thumbs up. You're gonna give me a deal. Give me a deal here. We got a deal. I want you to do it to the best of your ability, yeah? Because really, that action that you take is the only way that you're going to know if something's going to work or not. So there's no point in sitting on it any longer. There's no point in sitting on it no point in sitting on it any longer. Yeah. So we're going to move forward this week. That's my challenge to you. In the next 24 hours, sit down, thrash it out. Give yourself 3 action points that you're going to take in the next 7 days to move towards that goal. Brilliant. Well done, guys. Well done. Challenge accepted. Fab. Brilliant. Okay, so that's really what I wanted you guys to hear today. And I know it sounds simple. I know it sounds simple. You know, you're just going to change your mindset. You're going to switch up your negative what if to more of a positive one. And actually, I'm not telling you anything that you don't know here, but it might be something that you haven't actually tried yet. Okay, so. That's what I'm hoping for you today. That's what I'm hoping for you today, that you're going to try this, that you're going to give it a go. Yeah, find that one thing that you've been sitting on, that one thing that that you haven't made a decision on yet, and then if you be so bold, I invite you all to join me over in the Digital Yoga Academy Facebook group. Join me over in the group and share this challenge with us. Yeah, share what you've learned. Share what's come from this challenge. I would absolutely love to see you in the group so I can support you there with this and give you a high five. So yeah, so there we go, guys. That's today's training. I hope it's been really helpful for you. If you want more of this, please join me every single Wednesday. I go live every Wednesday on Instagram and Facebook. And there's a new topic every single week. There's also the Yogipreneur podcast. So we have 6 episodes that are live on the podcast, and a new episode goes live every single Monday. So make sure you're subscribed to that on iTunes and Spotify. On iTunes, it's a 5-star podcast. So thank you to everybody who has given ratings and your reviews. Please do review and rate us on iTunes if you get to listen in. And of course, you can listen on the go. So it's great when you're commuting to your classes. You can listen and learn on the go. And then there's the Success Club. So if you want to learn with me on a more ongoing, consistent basis, you can join me inside the Success Club. There's over 200 teachers that are already in the membership, and it's the most affordable way to learn with me. Go to digitalyogaacademy.com/success club, and you can get your first month for free. And there's over 20 trainings in there already. Okay, so that's all from me today. Thank you so much for joining me live. Thank you for sticking around. And I hope to see you guys live with me next week, and I'll see you guys soon. See you in the group, in the Facebook group. Bye everyone, big love, bye.